The Toyota ZZ series are reliable and high-performing engines, with the 2ZZ remaining as one of the highest horsepower per litre engines to this day. Unfortunately, they were not without their issues and are often the subject of debate within the community as to their reliability and relevance in the modern day. Introduced in 1997, the ZZ series of engines replaced the outgoing 4A series, which have been in production since 1982. The 1 and 2ZZ are most widely known, but a 3 and 4ZZ also existed, which had a lower displacement of just 1.6 litres and made 109 and 97 horsepower respectively. The 1ZZ is most remembered today for its use in the 3rd generation MR2 and in the 7th generation Celica. Making just over 140 horsepower, it's hardly the most powerful engine ever, but combined with the lightweight chassis of these cars, there's still a lot of fun to be had. There even exists a TRD supercharger kit which proves the 1ZZ wasn't purely for fuel economy, although this part is extremely rare today, and information on it is hard to come by online. Other notable uses are the 1ZZ FBE, which was an ethanol compatible version offered in a Corolla in Brazil, where E100 pure ethanol fuel is common. Another use is the SAIC GM Wuling Group, which, I mean, look at this logo, they've literally just combined all of their logos in Photoshop here, just crazy logo. But they still use the 1ZZ to this day in some of their cars. Fuel economy and middling performance are great and all, but what if you want to go faster? That's where the 2ZZ comes in. Built in collaboration with Yamaha, this makes 189 horsepower thanks to Toyota's VVT Li system. The L stands for lift and is essentially Toyota's answer to VTEC, kicking in anywhere from 6 to 6700 RPM all the way up to a red line of 8500. This second cam profile rewards you with an extra 49 horsepower over the 1ZZ if you can keep it in the power band. Still not fast enough? Get behind the wheel of a Lotus EXS or Corolla compressor and you've got yourself a supercharger bolted on from the factory, making up to 256 horsepower in the case of the Lotus EXS Cup 260. But hang on, we were talking about Toyota. Well, with the aging Rover K Series engine that Lotus used in their release no longer complying with emission laws in US and Europe, Lotus chose to replace it with the 2ZZ, and that is the exact same 2ZZ offered in Toyota's cars, giving fans of the engine even more reason to defend it. So this all sounds great. How come we don't see these engines swapped into other cars as opposed to things like a K20 or something that's more popular? Perhaps the most damning issue is the oil burning that the early 1ZZ suffered from. Undersized piston rings mean that early examples of these will burn oil sooner or later, with some engines burning over a litre of oil every 1,000 miles covered. These issues were fixed around 2003, but the damage was done, and to this day you'll find people who either don't know or care about the fix and avoid the 1ZZ altogether. This misinformation even spreads to people believing that 2ZZs were affected, which is untrue for even the earliest models. What those early 2ZZs did suffer from, however, is snapping lift bolts. This results in the engine not switching to the high lift cam and means that what should be a 30-minute job to change the bolts becomes a potential engine ruining bolt extraction. Around the time the 1ZZ's oil burning was sorted, the lift bolt design was revised too, and the good news is that these replacements are readily available and have proven to be durable, meaning that swapping them on a pre-revision car is easy. Those are the main issues you'll find mentioned on forums and when talking to owners, but with these cars being old and Japanese, people want to modify them. Well, I hope you have deep pockets, because a locked ECU from factory means that any power gains will be costly. Supercharger kits are few and far between, and right-hand drive cars in particular are near impossible to turbocharge due to the location of certain steering components. The 2ZZ is also somewhat known for oil starvation on track due to lacking the baffled sump that the 1ZZ has. But armed with this knowledge, you can go and buy a Lotus, or more realistically a 2ZZ swapped MR2 with confidence. I mean, it even won International Engine of the Year award in 2002 in the 1.4 to 1.8 category, which sounds great until you remember they gave the overall award in 2003 to Mazda's 13B rotary engine.